What is up, everybody? Welcome to the very first edition of the Lasagna Show. This is your friendly neighborhood lasagna here. Um, Look, tough way to start this thing. Interdivision rival, interdivision rival. Obviously, the Orioles gave us some problems last season. Right now, they're not playing great, but they're going to get Bradish back. They're going to get Grayson Rodriguez back eventually. Zach Eflin. So they got some pieces coming back. So this early, you're looking for an opportunity to maybe get some even more distance than you already have from them. Um, Continue to build on that, bury them as soon as possible. So when they do make that inevitable run, once they get some pieces back, at least you've kind of built a little bit of a cushion there. But where are we going to start? So we got to start with Will Warren. Obviously, pitching wins ball games. Um, Will Warren early, usually first time through the order, his stuff looks pretty good. Changeup works good. I believe he abandoned the sinker, so we were seeing a lot more four-seam fastballs. Was pretty positive. He ran into some issues early. Got out of a tough jam. His velocity was up to 95, so that was definitely a plus. Nice to see him throwing a little bit harder, and that's going to give more life to his secondary stuff for sure. But he kind of blew his load after that first jam. Pumping 95, you saw he was fired up after he got off the mound. Which is great to see from him. You know, he got in a tough spot early on the road. Young pitcher trying to get his sea legs under him. Got out of a big jam. Great for the morale going forward. But the following inning, I don't know if you guys caught it, his velocity was down to 92 at times. So maybe a little too pumped too early. As he worked his way back through the order, I mean, he ran into some trouble. Giving up hits. I think the biggest inning when O'Hearn went yard, he walked the two first batters of that inning. You just can't do that, especially on the road. You can't give them free base runners, especially to lead off an inning. A leadoff walk is always a big problem. If you're going to walk two guys to start an inning, really big problem. And he hung a breaking ball there to O'Hearn, and that ended up being the deciding factor. I mean, Ryan Yarbrough comes in there afterwards, and he holds it down. I mean, he's a soft throwing lefty. He's not going to overpower you. He's throwing in the high 80s. Sometimes he touches low 90s, but his job is to come in, bridge the gap, keep the game right where it's at, eat some innings, save the pen, and give the offense a chance. He did exactly that today, which was definitely good to see from him. He went 3 2/3, only gave up 2 hits, no runs, and he had 3 strikeouts. So definitely a good job from Ryan Yarbrough. Did his job there. We had our first Devin Williams appearance post being demoted from the closer's role. So everyone a little scared on Twitter. We're a little scarred from some of the most recent Devin Williams outings, and he didn't look too bad. The changeup looked pretty good. His velocity was still down around 93-ish, which we want to see that be a little higher. We know he can get up to 96-ish, so definitely more velocity is going to help him there, and give him a little bit more spin, a little bit more life on that changeup, especially down in the zone when he's trying to get those strikeouts. So good to see Devin Williams have a better outing post demotion and build a little bit of confidence. I mean, Luke Weaver's going to be the closer for now. I don't think any of us expect Luke Weaver to struggle down the stretch when he does eventually start closing games here soon. So it's going to be tough to see if Williams starts to figure out while Weaver's doing well, does Aaron Boone start getting tempted to maybe fit Williams back into that closer's role, even though Weaver's doing well. It's going to definitely be something to watch going forward. As we, kind of monitor that situation. It's going to be a little tricky. But overall, I mean, outside of Warren, the bullpen did its job, gave the offense a chance, and that was a very close ending there. We got Felix Bautista in there in a one-run ball game, which is always going to be tough. I know they were missing him after he had his injury most recently. But, yeah, that 98-plus from that big old frame is tough, man. That fastball has some carry. It looks heavy. Power through the zone. He gave Judge, some trouble there in that last at bat. So definitely a tough assignment when you're trying to come back. Nobody wants to see that big old dude out there pumping like that. But let's go to the lineup. I mean, what can we say about some of these guys? Jazz, come on, man. The dude, you talk about a lot of people on Twitter are calling Jazz right now Joey Gallo 2.0. He's up there swinging for the fences. He is waving that stuff over and over and over again. This dude Sugano from Japan, the Orioles starting pitcher, he came into the game very low, weak strikeout numbers. I mean, unbelievably low. You look at the amount of innings he pitched and how many strikeouts he had. You're looking at this going, man, if the Yankees could put the ball in play, take advantage of some pitches, middle, and crush them, this could be a great offensive output. And early, his stuff didn't look great. And you're looking at this guy's stuff like, damn, this should be Yankees should get pretty fat and happy on this dude today. He was throwing 92 early. And then that splitter started working. He was attacking the bottom of the strike zone with that split. Man, and these guys just could not lay off of it all game. They saw it over and over and over again. He kept going to it. Jazz, my guy. I mean, the numbers as a Yankee, since he became a Yankee, we all know the hot Phillies series that he had last season when they first came out from the trade deadline. And he looked great. And overall, his numbers, if you look at the grand total of, all the numbers he's accumulated, since becoming a Yankee, he's been a good Yankee. Had some struggles in the playoffs. Fans started, souring towards him a little bit. And early this season, he's hitting a few homers. I mean, he's on pace to have a good season home run-wise. But, man, you talk about a just lack of plate discipline right now. It looks like his pitch recognition is just nowhere to be found. He's waving at stuff that's not even close. It's almost like he's making up his mind before the pitch is thrown that I'm going to swing at this shit. And you could skip that thing 40 feet to the catcher, and he's probably going to wave at it because he's making up his mind. I'm going to swing it wherever the hell this guy throws right now and pray to God it's a strike and I smoke it. And, man, he just hasn't looked like this since he's been a Yankee. And it seems like it's snowballing. It's lasting a little bit longer than some of us thought. Obviously, I come from the mindset that established veterans with a track record, back of the baseball card, they're going to end up hitting. A lot of vets struggle in April. I would put Jazz in that category. He's been around for a while. He had a good season last year. You don't expect him to hit, what was he at right now? Hitting 170 with his 692 OPS. His OPS has been plunging. In a game like today, I mean, 3 strikeouts. As a team with runners in scoring position, they were 3 for 11. I mean, when you lose a 1-run ball game, you're looking back at those missed opportunities and you're going, damn, if someone, could have got a little bleeder single, a swing and bunt, anything, manufacture some runs, a little bit of situational hitting, those kind of things make a huge difference in the 1-run game. And they just could not scratch that extra run across to at least get this thing tied. We saw some good things from Volpe and Wells at the end of the game, though. Volpe, when Volpe is hitting Oppo, when he's working that inside-out swing, keeping his barrel in the strike zone, keeping his hands back, letting the ball travel, and he could smoke that thing the other way, he is in the best form he can possibly be as an offensive player. And we saw the Oppo homer the other day. We saw the Oppo double today late in the game to drive in a run there. All very positive signs, and hopefully those are signs that he's going to come out of the little slump that he's in, that he's kind of been battling through. He had the very early hot start against Milwaukee. He did some damage against Pittsburgh, I believe, if I remember correctly. But ever since then, I mean, his numbers have been falling pretty hard. If you're on Twitter, I mean, the guy's been getting crushed, absolutely crushed every day. There's a lot of people out there. I mean, you could put me in that category. I mean, some people would see me as a Volpe hater. I wouldn't call it being a hater. It's just considering who they passed up in recent years to play shortstop in terms of free agents. Everyone brings up Corey Seager, different guys like that. And you see what he did in the minors. You see who the trades that the Yankees didn't, pull the trigger on because Volpe was the shortstop of the future. He was this golden prospect that couldn't be moved. He was the next great Yankee shortstop, the kid from Jersey. Then we got Chicken Parm, and we got all this stuff, Italian, blah, blah, blah. And he's underwhelming. He's been underwhelming. He hasn't been close his first 2 seasons to at least a 700 OPS. Not asking for him to be a 30-homer guy with an 800 OPS. We're just asking for, maybe right around league average at least. I mean, we all know his defense is fantastic. But, the narrative around him lately has become, okay, guy can play the position. He can play defense. We get it. You want to Gold Glove? Cool. When's he going to hit? Is it going to be year 3? It needs to be year 3. Because, I mean, obviously, he's a young guy. I mean, you're not going to give up on him already. He just turned, 24 years old today. Birthday double. Tip of the cap, buddy. Way to show up. That's good. But we want to see that full season of production from him. We want to see get him, progressively closer to that 700 OPS for a full season. And some of the pressure will come off as being, the anointed Yankee golden prospect shortstop that everyone assumed he was going to be when he became a Yankee. So hopefully some of the things we've been seeing him lately, that opposite field homer, the opposite field double today, are some signs that he's kind of coming out of that funk. And he can, have a great third year. This is the year that everyone's expecting it to click for him. And we're excited to see him take that next step, if he can't take the next step. But Austin Wells as well. I think his last 7 games, he's got an OPS over like 820, 830. So that's going well. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm always saying give Austin Wells 600 plate appearances. I mean, you got to give the guy run. He's shown a ton of potential as a solid left-handed power bat who can go oppo. Going oppo is probably the biggest thing for him because, lefties get in the Yankee Stadium, they start getting pull happy. They start thinking about the short porch. I mean, they're standing in the batter's box looking at that short porch like, damn, that shit looks real close. And they're waiting for that heater inside. They're waiting for that hanging breaking ball. Front shoulder flies out. They're trying to get homer down the line. So for a lefty to resist the temptation to constantly be pulling the ball in Yankee Stadium, to go the other way and to be willing to go the other way, to have that balanced approach and be willing to do that, it's a very good sign. So that's one of my favorite parts of Austin Wells' game. And I think as he continues to play more, he's going to continue to progress and continue to, hit to the pull side, also go oppo. We've seen him hit some oppo doubles. So those are all very encouraging signs from him. Earlier today, we saw that Bellinger was hitting behind Judge again, and we're all kind of like, who's going to be that protection for Judge? Bellinger has been pretty rough to start this season. Again, we're going back to the veterans. Veterans getting a little bit of a pass. I mean, he's an established vet. He had a couple rough years towards the end of his Dodgers tenure, but he was very good in 2023 for the Cubs. 2024 wasn't great. He took a step back, but he was dealing with a cracked rib. He had a broken finger after getting hit by a pitch. So definitely some things he battled last season, but the numbers overall were still pretty solid. So this is a guy, we expect him to be much better than the 194 average and the 574 OPS he's shown thus far. We did see moments during the spring training games where Bellinger was fantastic. Maybe it's a warm weather thing. Maybe he's still, trying to get his feet under him in terms of being a Yankee now, putting those pinstripes on. But it's tough to have him there after Judge because, I mean, you want some protection for Judge so they don't walk Judge, so they can pitch to Judge more aggressively and give him pitches to hit, which obviously want to see. And regardless of who's hitting behind Judge, I mean, this guy is hitting 405 with an 1199 OPS. Like I joked earlier on Twitter, Aaron Judge gets hits on every day that ends in Y. For those of you at home that aren't keeping up, that's every single fucking day this guy gets hits. And he just hits and hits and hits and hits. And it's unbelievable. I made the case, I think it was last week. If you consider where technology is at in terms of scouting, analytics, pitch shapes, spin rates, tunneling, all these different metrics that they can measure pitching with, and scout a hitter, exploit some of those big holes in a hitter's swing. Analyzing every ounce of this. Pitcher stuff today is better than it's ever been. Random guys on every team are throwing 98 except for the Yankees. Hopefully that changes when Elijah comes back, though. That man needs to come back and come back healthy. But if you consider how good the pitching is and the analytics and how everything is studied and measured these days, and for Aaron Judge to still be doing what he's doing with no protection behind him in the lineup, he might be the most gifted hitter we've ever seen. I mean, he's putting up numbers that are comparable to Barry Bonds at the peak of his steroid use, and that was all world type of stuff. I mean, Barry Bonds was putting up video game numbers, into his 40s. And Aaron Judge is in his prime. He's not on roids, I think. No, he's not on roids. He's out there doing it every day. He's getting base knocks. I mean, the power lately has kind of gone away. He's been hitting a lot of singles. But that's a lot of singles and a lot of base knocks. That's a hitter that's finding it and somewhat in the zone and feeling good. But when he starts to crush those mistakes, he's going to be feeling even better. And every time they interview Judge, he's like, oh, I'm still trying to find it. I'm not there yet, this and that. And I think a lot of those singles, rather than seeing the power, is a sign that he's telling the truth. I'm not there yet. I'm not feeling 100% towards what I know I can be as a hitter. But if you could be a little bit short of where you feel like you're comfortable as a hitter and still be hitting 400 with an 1199 OPS, tip of the cap. I mean, the dude is just unbelievable. Obviously, no Ben Rice in the lineup today. He's been one of our better hitters. Starting to come back down to earth a little bit. We didn't expect Ben Rice to hit 45 home runs and a 1200 OPS this year. So it's good to see his early start with the damage, having good at bats, hitting mistakes, doing his thing at the plate, which we all know he's capable of. He showed it in spurts last season. He showed it a lot early this season, and we hope it continues. But there's always going to be a regression. The league always comes around, tries to find ways to exploit your weaknesses. Then you got to adjust back. That's just the natural progression of a young player in Major League Baseball. And the Yankees got a lot of young players on this team, and they're playing every day. We see Dominguez in there quite often. Obviously, he's crushing the ball from the left side, but he's been struggling a little bit from the right side. We all know about his, defensive issues. He's got to work on playing left field better, getting better reads, getting better jumps, those kind of things. You got Volpe in there, obviously, in year 3. We got Austin Wells' first full season. So you got guys in there that are pretty young. Oswaldo Peraza is getting some run. You got Oswald Peraza. You got Oswaldo Cabrera, essentially playing everyday third base. So you got a lot of young guys trying to figure it out right now. And considering not only in the lineup, but in the rotation as well. I mean, you got a Will Warren in there trying to figure it out. And then we just got, obviously you got Max Fried, you got Clark Schmidt. You got Rodon, but having a Cookie Carrasco in there, he's not a young guy, but he's kind of a fringe starter. I mean, not a lot of teams are going to be rushing to start Cookie Carrasco as many times as the Yankees have, but it's out of necessity. They had to do it. It was a depth add. A bunch of injuries came, so you got to pitch who you got. Strum is not in there, but having to rely on a Will Warren, a Volpe, a Wells, a Dominguez, a Peraza, a Cabrera. I mean, that's a lot of young guys all trying to figure it out at the same time. So considering the fact that the Yankees are 17-12 and, with first place, I mean, it's pretty encouraging. And you still got guys like Jazz who aren't hitting. Bellinger's not hitting. Obviously, T. Rent, that's my guy right there. T. Rent is the man. I know he misplayed a ball in center field today, but we're going to give him a pass because he's been hitting the fucking ball since the season began, and he plays a really smooth, really, really good center field. We don't expect many more miscues like what he had in center field today to happen going forward. But we expect T-Rent to come back down to earth, obviously, just like Rice. He's not going to hit 54 home runs this season. T-Rent's not going to have 1,000 OPS for the year. I'm sorry to disappoint some of you. I really am sincerely sorry, but it's not going to keep happening. So we expect a little bit of regression there. Paul Goldfish, you want to talk about me taking one in the chin? Holy shit! I mean, I had a crash out when they signed Paul Goldschmidt. All right, admittedly, I'm being honest. I'm gonna wear it. I'm taking it right in the chin. All right. You saw me pour beer on my damn head. After the Yankees, made a deal there for not the Yankees. After the Colts drafted a great tight end. So I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna try to. If you talk about baseball every damn day, especially you post every damn day and constantly having opinions about sports and shit, you're gonna get shit wrong. Sorry. Nobody goes 100 for 100, and it's how you deal with when you're wrong that separates you from, the shitty trolls. I would never troll, never, ever, ever. Not a troll here, but the shitty trolls. There's good trolls, there's bad trolls, there's all type of trolls. But the guys that can take it in the chin and admit they fucked up and admit they were wrong, those are the guys you respect. And I came out and I explained why I was pissed off at the Paul Goldfish signing. Obviously, it's been well documented how Paul Goldschmidt's first half of last season was really, really bad. He's in his late 30s. It looked like the Josh Donaldson regression that we saw when he was on the Yankees. It looked like, DJ LeMahieu. He's had a rough, go of it. I mean, now he's been battling injuries and whatnot, but it just felt like another old guy the Yankees were going to sign to, patch a hole temporarily and just kick the can down the road. And I felt like the organization and the team itself after the World Series was going for more of obviously a better defense. So, I mean, Goldschmidt plays a better defense at this point than Anthony, CT, ESPN, Rizzo. Very unfortunate what happened to Rizzo. Guy got kicked in the head by Fernando Tatis Jr. basically, who was what are we calling that? Ringworm steroids? Is that what we're going with? Yeah. So ringworm Tatis caved in CT Rizzo's fucking skull on live television in front of 40,000 people in Yankee Stadium, and CT Rizzo was never the same. Unfortunate, but that's reality. Tough break. He couldn't hit anymore. He couldn't hit for power. I mean, he smacked a bunch of singles in the playoffs and stuff, but that power hitting first baseman that you used to have was gone. It's unfortunate. It's tough. I mean, it is what it is. But the defense as well. He started kicking the ball around. He started dropping balls that he was usually catching. His picks. He wasn't making as many picks and saving those bad throws from infielders as often. So Goldschmidt, in that sense, as a better defender, was an improvement. It just felt like a step back. It felt like we were trying to go towards more of an athletic youth movement type of ball club. You got the Jazzes and the Dominguez and those type of guys. It just felt like they were going backwards. By adding an old guy, they were kind of going against what it felt like a youth movement and an improvement in terms of getting this team younger, more athletic. In that sense, base running, defense, all those kind of things. Glaber, they let Glaber go. But Paul Goldschmidt, holy shit, hitting 361, 875 OPS, and the power hasn't even come yet. I mean, the guy's got tree trunk forearms like you've never seen. Just look at him. Next time you see Paul Goldfish, I call him Paul Goldfish. Not as a bad thing. I'm not talking shit. All right, I'm just having a little fun with the guy's name. Easy. Jeez. Paul Goldfish has been hitting the fucking ball, man. The power's going to come. The way he just drops barrels sometimes and pokes the ball the other way, he's going to get his fair share of those that are going to travel over the short porch in Yankee Stadium this summer when the weather's nice, ball's carrying. And you can't have forearms that big and not hit home runs. This is like this is from the book of Mark McGwire. If you have tree trunk forearms, you must hit home runs, and they will come. All right, so I'm not really concerned about that. But it does seem like whatever Goldschmidt found during his second half last season, where he got back to looking like the Paul Goldschmidt of old, that second half looks like it could have carried over, which is great because we're missing Stanton right now. Jazz isn't hitting. Bellinger isn't hitting. Ben Rice is coming back down to earth, so it can't just be the Aaron Judge show every game. It can't. It cannot only be Aaron Judge crushing the ball here. Obviously, Grisham's going to come back down to earth as well. But you want to see more guys in this lineup hitting. So what Paul Goldfish has been doing to this point, very impressive, very exciting, and I'm all here for it. So tough loss today, though. I mean, that felt like a game where they could easily have won it. Tough to overcome the bomb that O'Hearn hit, and that ended up proving to be the deciding factor. Real quick, just want to thank all of you guys for tuning in right now. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go to the YouTube. I don't even know how this looks on Twitter. I'm just figuring this shit out right now on my own, to be 1,000% honest with you. So if you are watching on Twitter, you can find the link on my bio to follow this YouTube page. I'm going to try to go live on most of these post games, like today, Monday through Thursday-ish, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes I got to work. Sometimes I'm not home, so it makes it a little harder to do lives. But I will be doing some pre-recorded videos, adding some guests, doing things a little bit differently. This is the very, very early start of this thing, so I'm still trying to, figure out how these programs work and learn all this bullshit that I am not familiar with to try to make this a better show for you guys. And I'm sitting here rambling, but I'm also trying to read your guys' comments in the chat. And I appreciate all you guys being here and, commenting in the chat, interacting. I really appreciate it a ton. So go ahead and like this video. Go to the page on YouTube, The Lasagna Show. Subscribe. Copy the link. Send it to a friend. Send it to your family. Post it on Twitter. Post it on Instagram. Spread the word a little bit, and we'll all have fun throughout the rest of this season together. But yeah, tough loss today. It's you just want to bury the Orioles, man. You just know that they've been underwhelming to this point. You know they're going to come back and heat up soon when they get some guys back, obviously. So you don't want to look back and be like, damn, we could have been like 8 games up, 9 games up, and they went on a run. Now they're close, and now we're ended up, battling them and maybe the Rays or the Red Sox for the division. So definitely irritating to lose a 1-run game like that to them. They're now 11-17. The Yankees are first place, playing pretty well. You expect them. I expected a sweep, to be honest. I mean, Orioles had been struggling or been scuffling. Yankees have been playing pretty decent, so it looked like a good situation for us. And obviously, we dropped the first one, so not great there. I see Jack Smith saying, "What do you think about getting Arenado?" I mean, he started the season hitting pretty damn well himself. I mean, he's kind of turned the clock back a little bit. So he would offer, obviously the defense is going to be there. He's going to offer good defense at third base. He's got a strong arm, so we expect him to make those throws across the diamond. At the plate, if he can continue to be somewhat what he is right now in terms of, I think his OPS is in the 7s or 8s. I'd have to double check that. Let me see real quick. I think I got it right here. So Arenado is at a 781 OPS. He's hitting 255 with his average. Last 7 games he's been kind of struggling. Last 15. So, and it's early. So there's a lot of. It's very tough to gauge what's happening with guys early. Some guys have great Aprils, some guys have bad Aprils, and it's just guys don't like the cold weather. We heard Jazz complaining about it over and over again about the cold weather, cold weather. We get it. It's cold. You can't turn it off. You just got to deal with it. Put on more layers. Figure it out. It's just how it is. But there's just a lot going on early in the year. Some guys come into camp in spring training in better shape than others. Some guys have been hitting and pitching all off season. Other guys haven't. So you just never know what you're going to get in April. We don't know if what Arenado's doing can be sustained throughout the rest of the season. Same thing with Paul Goldfish too. We don't know. I mean, he's been hitting pretty well right now. He looks good. His approach looks good. He's been spraying the ball over the place. Power hasn't come yet, but we just don't know if it could be sustained. Aaron Judge, he's not going to hit 400 the whole year, but he's going to hit, 315, 320. He's going to hit close to 50 bombs. We know what he's going to be. He started out hot, whereas last year he started out cold and he still hit 1 million home runs. So I think it would depend on what we would have to trade to get Arenado. I know there might be multiple teams knocking on the door asking for him. Maybe the Dodgers and some others. But, oh, man, I'm seeing some comments. They're going to try and run DJ out there. Oh, man. The Yankees lose, and then you start throwing DJ LeMahieu's name out here. Unbelievable. Someone called Arson Judge 619 says DJ LeMahieu. We got Ben Reiser. Oh, what's up, Eddie? Say what's up to your dad too. I just saw your comment. I'm trying to put together cohesive sentences while reading this chat at the same time. It's not as easy as it looks, all right? I got to tell you. But I'm doing my best. I'm not even drinking Coors Light right now. So this is sober lasagna, staring at you right through this camera, trying to read these damn comments, whatever. So we're figuring it out. But honestly, Arenado, wouldn't hate it. But if they're moving, I don't know, any combination of top-ish prospects for Arenado, a little risky. But it would definitely shore up the defense at third. And if he can keep hitting like this, it'd be nice. Maybe if you pair him with Paul Goldfish, he and Judge and those three can get together in the nap room at Yankee Stadium when Aaron Boone brings in those fresh baked chocolate cookies and chocolate chip cookies and that warm milky. I don't know why Arenado doesn't want to be a Yankee, which makes it all the more mysterious why Devin Williams looks so sad all the time. And you got the nap room, you got Aaron Boone giving you inner thigh rubs, chocolate chip cookies, fresh out of the oven. Are you kidding me? Have you seen those facilities? The warm milky. You just can't figure out why Devin Williams would be so sad all the time. And he got his beard. He kept his damn beard. He was the revolutionary Yankee to reverse the decade-old tradition of having to shave your damn beard all the time. And I got to say, if I could grow a beard, which I can't, I would definitely be able to sympathize with Devin Williams about having to shave it off, because you know, some guys look a little off when they lose that beard. Just gonna put it like that. But and he looked a lot. We don't. All these guys are afraid to be Rougned Odor. Sorry, I butchered the fuck out of that name. Rougned Odor, Yankees legend, known Bautista puncher. That was the signature of his career. But you know, the guy came in with this huge beard. He had to shave it, and he looked crazy, absolutely crazy. Um, but you know, Devin Williams didn't look horrible without the beard, but he looked better when he grew it back. Um, but that's a conversation for another day. But all right, guys, it's been a fun first lasagna show. I appreciate all of you guys in the comments. I see you, Eddie, talking about beards. You do have a rather large beard that I envy, and we're just going to leave it at that. All right, my beard dreams were crushed at a young age, and we just got to come to grips. That's not going to happen. So you can't always get what you want in this life. But anyways, thank you guys for joining today. Like I said earlier, please find the YouTube channel. It's on my Twitter. You can click on the link, subscribe to the channel, like the posts. Monday through Thursday, I'm going to try my best to do post games after each game, you know, depending on what's going on, but it should be relatively doable. Thank you, Bernard. You are the man. Find Bernard on Twitter and follow him. He's a great follow. And if you know, there's some free stock nuggets out there, you know, for those of you who, you know, getting into some day trading a little bit. He throws some nuggets out there that are very valuable. Very smart man right there. So if you find him, give him a follow. He might make you rich one day. But yes, please like this video. Like the first, I think I posted one more before this, kind of like an intro thing. Like the video, comment on it, subscribe to the channel, please. And we'll continue to do this, you know, on a week-to-week basis. As I learn more about these programs and different things, we'll try to, you know, spice it up a little bit. I have a few guests lined up. You see my guy in there. Nothing is that serious with the SpongeBob profile picture. He'll be coming on soon. Very good baseball mind there, so that'll be a fun conversation. But we're gonna try to do this more often. We're gonna have some fun with it. I appreciate you guys, you know, engaging in the chat. I'll try to be better next time at reading some of those as they come in, instead of just yapping like I've been doing. Certified yapper is what I am. If you're on my Twitter, you understand that very well. But once again, thank you guys for coming. This was really fun. We got the first one in the books. Sucks that it was after a loss. Not ideal, but we'll see what they got tomorrow. Carlos Rodon on the hill facing Kyle Gibson, who is the streets are saying he is the definition of mid. So the Yankees will have a full helping of mid against Kyle Gibson tomorrow. And we'll see if Rodon can stay hot. He's had 2 straight starts where he's been pitching pretty well. Very encouraging. Velocity's been up a little bit. So definitely want to see how he fares tomorrow after a tough loss. Hopefully they can get back in the win column. But once again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. Find my YouTube page, The Lasagna Show. Subscribe. Copy the link. Send it to a friend. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. Go Yankees.